Hello everybody and welcome back to the CF Toledo Youth Academy save, and it's season 6 and it's got underway, and you seem to be enjoying the little review with highlights packages, so let's dive in and have a look at the next one. So as we get into the start of the season, we were predicted to finish 21st, 600 to 1 to win the league. The only team below us, Barcelona B, who can't get promoted. But pre-season went really well. Good results against Getafe B, Atletico B. We lost to Real Madrid B, but all in all, a pretty good pre-season. But injuries started mounting up in the first 15 games of the season. Mr. Crimson Mori going out twice. The fractured cheekbone, 4 to 7 weeks, was probably the worst one. Martin Huertas at centre-back, 4 to 7 weeks with a groin strain, not helpful. Oscar Moreno, 4 to 6 months with a hip injury after an accidental collision. Matthew Bissett, 4 to 8 months with a hip injury through wear and tear as a 20-year-old. Atlet Burge, 5 to 6 weeks with a twisted ankle after turning sharply as a part of a game. But better news, Mickey Reed was called up to the under-21s for England, which was absolutely amazing. Supreme Dave came to us with a potential issue, saying he might leave because he wants to play for a stronger squad. He had backing from Joe Page and Lorenzo Oriol, but 4 players backed me. And, you know, we sort of have to try and keep him around. He's our best player by a country mile. But Oscar Moreno recovered from his injury. We sent him out on loan to try and get some first-team football. Joe Page went to Urara for on loan as well to try and get some more first-team football. And we're going to go into the season playing the Noah's Ark system again. It did us well last year. So into the first game of the season, and it wasn't the best of starts. We played Leganes, they beat us 2-1, and Guillermo couldn't do too much about that one. Jake Mills put in a corner, Camero at the front post headed it home to get an equaliser. But into the sort of second half, and it was George Sarnes into Suane, and he curled it past Guillermo for the winner. 2-1, if we could just hold on, we may have done a bit better. But we're not getting outplayed in games, and that was apparent in the second game of the season. Garrido passing it home into the bottom corner from distance. A lovely finish there. But Guillermo in the second to last minute gave a really poor pass. The defender wasn't paying attention, and Niang fired it home, as you can see, in the 92nd minute. In a game that was pretty even, a 1-1 draw with Ibar. The next game then, these are the first 5 games of the season, by the way. Supreme Dave put us 1-0 up with this one, and he had found his shooting boots. He ran down the right-hand side, put in a crossfield ball to Lorente. He got forward and tucked it past the goalkeeper to make it 2-0, which was a lovely result. Then down the other end, it was a near post header for Moraes. It does show the AI do them as well. But a 2-1 win, and we got our first 3 points of the season against Alaves. Next up, we were at home, and Jake Mills put it to the back post. Supreme Dave with a touch. Easy square ball to Crimson Mori, and he made it 1-0 in what would turn out to be a very entertaining game. Uri Perez picked out Jake Mills on the left-hand side. He fired past the keeper to make it 2-0 to Toledo, and we're starting to get in our groove, and that carried on in the second half. Supreme Dave down the left hand side into Nice, and Crimson Mori again with a very easy finish from around about the penalty spot. But the opposition came forward. Up it went into Julian Jean over the top to Guedes. A nice simple pass, and Oscar got a goal back to make it 3-1. But a free kick made it a bit tense as it went to 3-2 with Coco firing past Guillermo. The referee checked all these goals, but they all stood very comfortably. And then it went in. Supreme Dave, another bit of creativity, led it back to Crimson Mori to get a hat-trick in this one. A 4-2 win over Las Palmas gave us 6 points on the board from 4 games. Going into the 5th game of the season, and, it was another 3 points on the board for Toledo. Jake Mills coming in off that left-hand side again with another goal. He's performing very, very well at the start of this season. Supreme Dave put it into Liam Hollick, who was getting a run up front. He found Constantino, and Constantino scored after he came back from a small injury. The opposition came forward again though. La Fuente into Saul. Dominguez turned. He got into the box and fired past Guillermo, who is arguably our weakest player at the club, and it's just unfortunate he's our goalkeeper. But Hollick got it into Supreme Dave. Constantino fed Uri Perez. A lovely curled finish in off the post to beat Alberto, and Toledo were just very close to securing the win, but it was going to be a bit touch and go. Carlo got down the right, squared it to Latassa. He went to pick the ball up to try and have some hope, but it was just about to run out of time for them. Justin came down the left. He put a little cross in. Ondo won the header. Guillermo couldn't keep it out, and we were under a bit of pressure, but there was nothing to be worried about. Garrido turned with the ball in midfield. Constantino into Jake Mills, and he continued his wonderful start to the season, giving us a 4-3 win over Elche, which was very nice indeed. So into the next game, and we played Tenerife, I think this one was, and the invisible ball came back, the grey ball. I'm not too sure where it appeared from. It was this game only, but we did win it 2-0, which was lovely. Constantino getting a goal, Uri Perez in there as well in a game we easily dominated in that one, which was lovely. And then the final game, just before we go and have a look at some other things that have happened this season, was against Mirandes, I think they're called. They went 1-0 up through Fabio, but Supreme Dave got an equaliser from the penalty spot. Constantino ran forward. He ran a bit wide, but managed to cut back, picked out Andres, who turned into Harrison, and the Australian fired home past Javi Diaz to make it 2-1 to Toledo. Andres picked the ball up again, found Harrison, who was getting lots of space on this left-hand side. Constantino made it 3, and we were looking pretty comfortable, to be honest. Luckily, they missed the penalty in the 4th minute. So looking at our results then, it's been very, very good, to be honest, to start the season, and not too much going wrong. We find ourselves in 8th, 16 games played and 26 points. So yes, the La Liga Segunda Division Hyper Motion EA FC, I don't know what the official title is, but yeah, we're doing really well. We're in 8th. It's incredible. We're 1 point off the playoffs, where Huesca certainly sit above us. But it's been a fantastic start to the season. The team know the system. They're playing really well. Got decent contracts down. Supreme Dave is the only one that's really kicking up a fuss about wanting to leave to a bigger club at the moment. But generally, it's going really, really well. Yeah, 26 points from 16 games, 7 wins, 5 draws, 4 losses, a positive goal difference. I can't really ask for much more than that. 15 points clear of relegation. And 3 points off Albacete in 5th. So if we keep this up, we could be on for a little cheeky playoff position. It's just incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. If we're going to have a look at the squad, in terms of performances, appearances wise, we have Supreme Dave, Camero, Paleo and Constantino that have played every single game. So has Garrido as well. He's just had one of them as a sub, but they've played every single game in the league this year, 16 appearances, which is mightily impressive. In terms of goals, we are still spreading them around. 5 for Mr. Crimson Mori, who is still injured. Jake Mills, Supreme Dave and Constantino all on 4. We've got Lorente and Perez both on 3. 2 for Garrido, 2 for Camero, and then 1 for Lara, but he's out on loan, and 1 for Matthew Harrison, the Australian as well, which we saw in the highlights package, which was lovely. In terms of assists, it is Supreme Dave getting most of them as well. He is by far and away one of our best players. 3 assists for Jake Mills, cutting in off that left-hand side. He's doing well. 3 for Neeson, 3 for Perez, 2 for Crimson Mori, 2 for Garrido, 2 for Constantino, and then a few people on 1 as well. And our best player this season is Matthew Harrison, because he's played 1 start, got 1 goal and 1 assist. But if we're looking at the more consistent performers, it is Mr. Crimson Mori with 13 appearances, 1 as a substitute, 5 goals, 2 assists and a 6.98. He is performing very, very well as well. And something that I'm actually quite happy about, we have no players who are currently in the first team squad that have a contract expiring, which is, I think, is pretty crucial in this sort of save, because for example, Supreme Dave wants to leave and play with better players or higher caliber players and stronger squads, but he's signed a good contract until 2031, mate, so you're here for at least another 2 years, unless, and the other thing we've done with the contracts is if someone pays £1 million, which they won't for you at the moment, although they are creeping up towards £1 million in terms of transfer value, so it could be interesting. In terms of the registration stuff, we got all of that sorted. It turned out to be pretty simple. Anyone that was over 19, I think it was, had to have a contract which was 1,400 or a minimum fee of 1,300 or something like that. Anyone under that didn't have to have it, but then we've managed to get some through, like 20-year-olds. I assume these were 19 back in the day, but yeah, it's been pretty good, to be honest. If we look at the registration, so yeah, under 19 doesn't need to be registered, under 19 doesn't need to be registered, but we've done it reasonably well, actually. It's worked out that we are within budget. We've got the squad registered that we want it. We're in our salary cap quite easily. We've got like 16,000 to play with if we need to give any more contracts out, which is good in terms of salary cap. Finances-wise, that's not finances. Finances-wise, the difference between playing in a league that has no income in terms of sponsorship and television to getting into the second division of Spain is monumental. £2.47 million we were in debt at the beginning of this season. We are £500,000 in debt. And look at this. Look at this. It's incredible how much money we've made from sponsorships and things like that. We've only sold Nicholas Myberg, who we're going to have a check on in a minute. But we're underspending our wage budget, which is great. We're getting sponsorship and income money from TV revenue, which is great. We're soon going to be in a position where we can get money to invest in facilities, because that's what this save is all about. So it's just staying in this division. That is all I want to do at the moment, is stay in this division, because staying in this division is making us money. And that is great. If we get relegated, we know we're going to go to a division where we're not going to get any income. We're going to have people on higher wages, and it's going to prove troublesome. One issue we do have is that if we do stay in this division for another year, the board have to change the stadium. Now, I think what's going to happen is they're just going to do the minimum required, not spend too much money, and get it in line with what the requirements are for the league. My preferred thing would be, well, let's take this opportunity to just take a huge bank loan and build a stadium that's going to last us to 10, 15, 20 years and go down that route. But I've got a feeling they're going to do the bare minimum to make it seated all around, spend a little bit of money, will then make a bit more money, and then in about 5 years' time they'll build a new stadium, or the 5-10 years' time, depending how the save goes, they'll build a new stadium. But yeah, we're doing really well. Money-wise, performance-wise, it's all really good. In terms of the development centre, Alphakoff has improved and has the potential to be a second division striker, so he will be in and around the first team soon. Lots of physicals, great pace, and a good bit of finishing. Should score quite a lot of goals as a sort of advance forward for us, leading the line. So someone that we can potentially look to bring in. But you are playing well in the under-19s. 4 appearances, 5 goals and a 7.38. So we don't want to disrupt your progress too much, because you're getting good game time down there. Again, we've got Fintan Straight down there, could become a star player for the team. Not sort of ripping it up in the under-19s. Obviously, the injury's taken effect, but 5 appearances and a 6.64. Hoping that when you're back from injury, it does make it a little bit better for you. But then ones to watch. We've got a number of patrons in here. So Kenneth Harve in here as well. So 4 appearances for the under-19s, a 6.68, and just getting into a bit of form. Taking a little bit of a drop off in terms of form, but I don't mind that. It's not too much of a problem. You're getting good game time. Jan Petrick, a winger, but can play centre mid and attacking, or striker. For us, again, good little bit of pace, good bit of finishing. 10 appearances, 3 goals, 5 assists in the under-19s, and a 7.42. So progressing nicely there, Jan. And Kazushi, the centre-back, who we're looking to bring through eventually, is there. 10 appearances, 2 goals, and a 6.91 in the under-19s. So all looking pretty good. In terms of our under-19s, they're struggling a little bit. I do think we have a little bit of a lack of quality, and you can see in the bottom left there that currently sitting 8th, so they're not near relegation. They're doing okay. They're plodding along nicely. And the B team, well, the B team are the B team. They're not in an official league right now, but people are racking up some stats for them. So if we have a look at Ringle Rose, who is the first choice goalkeeper for the B team, you can see he's had 17 appearances, a 27 conceded, 6.28 average rating. That is pretty abysmal, to be honest. So we may have to look at, maybe we might release you, see where you end up. You'll probably retire, and then you'll get a new name in the game. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, I'm pretty happy with where it's going. I think our under-19s will improve when we get much better facilities and stuff. We still have very poor facilities, which is a bit of a disappointment. I think the kits are looking really nice. I wish I could buy some of these kits. I think the ones we're designing look very good, actually. They do look very, very good. But yeah, we're the manager, director of football. We don't have one. Captain is Constantino. Key player is Supreme Dave. But Alberto is our highest prospect player at the moment. He's doing all right. I mean, 8 appearances, 4 goals, 3 assists, and a 7.29. He's sort of in line with all the other high potential players that we've got in the under-19s. So we'll see how the continued development goes. But yeah, overall, I can't complain. I think we're doing well. I think we've been hit hard by injuries. We've got over them, and that's allowed us to pick up a few more better results. As you can see, I mean, our September was superb. We didn't lose a game in September. October, we did lose 2 games. We've lost 1 now as well, but we've got a good run. coming up, I think we seem to be very good at home and a little bit sketchy away. If you look at all of our losses, so Huesca, Burgos and Leganes, we all lost away, and then we lost at home to Cadiz, who are top of the league and sort of running away with it. But yeah, we're in a good position. I think we can get through to March with our heads held high. I think definitely now if we keep this form up, we'll be safe. And then it's all about trying to get that money and trying to reinvest in facilities. But going to look at, in fact, they're coming up soon. I think I saw Getafe B, or have we played Getafe B? Getafe B, are they not in our division? Oh no, they're not in our division, are they, Getafe B? They're in the lower division. So if we go to transfer history, Nicholas Myberg is at Getafe B. At the moment, you're actually progressing reasonably well. Now, you would have progressed better at us, but you are getting game time in the B team. 12 appearances, 1 goal, player of the match as well, and a 6.75. So you're getting above that sort of 6.7 threshold that you need for improvements. Obviously, the better performances, the higher people improve. But yeah, you seem to be playing in the B team. I don't know if you'll ever crack into Getafe's first team. It depends how much they fall off or how well you progress. But we'll keep an eye on you. We'll keep an eye on you, see how it goes. And again, if you retire, your name just gets put into the next available youth intake after your original player retires, which is what we're going to do. And there's not much else to say. It's going very well. I still want to keep progressing through these. I think once we get into La Liga, we'll show a few more games and come back for it. The system we've made is defensively solid and attacking very, very good. It's an amazing system. And obviously I do know why it works so well, because it's been set up to work so well. But I sort of feel like we should concede a lot more goals than we do. I know we've got a few high-scoring games in here, 4-2, 4-3, 3-2. But we never get smashed, and we're never really out of games. We're always giving ourselves a chance with the chances we create. And you do have to score goals, right? That's what you have to do. And we're doing that very, very well. So hopefully the season continues and we carry this on. We'll be back in March for the youth intake, where I'm not expecting great things because our squad is getting stronger. But hopefully we can, placate Supreme Dave, make him happy, potentially get a new contract in. But we've got nothing to worry about going into the rest of this season and next season in terms of contracts. Everyone's here for at least one more year. We can decide who we want to keep and who we want to let go. There's a couple of people, Alejandro Costa, for example, not playing any football for us now. Very, very crucial for us in the lower divisions. But since we've sort of gone up, not really playing. Supreme Dave has come in and taken his spot. He would be amazing for the B team to go and help them out, but we can't demote him to the B team because he is registered for the first team. So you try and move him and it says you get this message that says you can't move him. So next season we won't register him and he'll go to the B team. We'll put him on the transfer list, etc, etc, etc. But yeah, every year we have a little review, don't we, at the end of the season and go through who's played well, who can we move on, and where can we bring up youngsters to sort of be a replacement. But yeah, overall, very, very happy. The only thing I wanted to just touch on, two things actually, that I just wanted to finish on, transfer-wise. So we are now utilising our development list because Andrew Burgess, who is a Patreon channel member, wanted to become the head of youth development, so we allowed him to do that, and he has. Working with Youngsters 5, very good judging player, ability and potential, good people management, good level of discipline, determination, motivating, all of that good stuff. Negotiating is 10, I think for this level is fine. You are in charge of trying to find our youngsters that aren't in the first team, or not getting first team football, some minutes. So we've got a lot of people listed here, and what you'll notice is that anyone that isn't a Patreon or a channel member, as I go through these, are listed as available to go out on loan as squad players, because they're good players, but they're not going to be like incredible in the future. They'll be squad players or backup players if they do make it. Whereas anyone that is a Patreon or channel member, they're only allowed to go out on loan if they are a regular starter, to make sure they're getting football to help them develop and things like that. And Andrew Burgess has got us a number of people out on loan that are getting some decent first team football. Joe Page, he's just recently gone out loan. He is there. He had one game for Araya, get a 7.5, which is good. If he gets that sort of average rating, it's going to give him a huge boost in progress after your big injury. So yeah, that should be pretty good. We've got Claudio Lara has also gone through the development loan. He's gone to Atletico Ibanez, 9 appearances, 7.37. So again, we're getting young players, a bit of first team football. So Oscar Moreno's probably gone out as a squad rotation option, 6.75 at the moment. But again, yeah, we look at not in the B team, but in here, do we have people that are out on loan? No, we don't actually. But I've only just set up the development list, so it is relatively new in this. Yeah, that's not filtered by anything. So yeah, we're seeing how we can maximise the game time for all the youngsters that we've got, because I think putting people in the B team is great, but they don't necessarily perform brilliantly because we don't know who they're playing against. Loans are always good because loans you get consistent football, and if they're low enough down, the football's so bad they get really good ratings, and that weirdly helps their progression. But yeah, and if they can't get game time in the first team, then that's what we're going to try and utilise. But I think we'll leave it there. I think it's been a pretty good, thorough review. Hopefully you are still enjoying these. Please do leave a like. It's the best way to let me know that you're enjoying this series and enjoying this sort of video. And I look forward to reading your comments, and I reply and read every single comment. So if you're always thinking, oh, I don't know if I should say something because I don't know if Dave will read it, I read them all and I reply to them all. They all get a heart, they all get a thumbs up, unless it's not very nice, and then, you know, I'll just ignore it. But we're not that sort of community. Everyone's very nice. Everyone leaves nice messages and constructive feedback, which is the key. So thank you very much for watching. The green screen will be back. I was just already standing up to do another video with another content creator, actually. So I'll link that in the Discord when it's released. But thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.